Alright guys, so next up is our goal setting module. Now once we have an understanding of what our values are, we can now start to choose goals that are in alignment with those values. Now, if you're reading the heading and you're looking at goal setting, you're kind of thinking goal setting never works, or I've done it before, I don't know what I want, I've tried it in the past and I've never really been successful. It's time to reconsider that approach. Reflect on your growth and ownership mindset and give this module your undivided attention, because we know that when we do this properly, it really does make all the difference in terms of you guys being successful when working towards your goals or being unsuccessful. So if you are thinking that goal setting doesn't work, or you're kind of sitting there with some really ambiguous goals that aren't really clear and quite vague at the moment, we want to take you through a system that's going to basically foolproof the way that we do this, so you have total clarity in what you want to achieve. So if we're having a think about why we would want to do this the right way, a recent study that we've had a look at has found that 83% of the population doesn't have goals, 14% have a plan in mind, but they're unwritten, and 3% have goals written down. Now, on the flip side, it also found that the 14% were 10 times more successful than the 83%, and the 3% were another 3 times more successful than them. So if we are wanting to be, at least 30 times more successful than the average person, doing goal setting the right way is a high priority, and we should be investing the time, the effort, and the energy towards doing it properly. So in saying that, how do we do it properly? The system that we've come up with is quite simple, but it does require your attention. It does require some energy and some effort, which means that you need to be, super switched on and consider what you're putting down. So if we are looking at this through a step-by-step process, you're going to go over to the goal setting sheet on your program and understand that SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive. So you're going to go through that and fill out your goals for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year, and 5 years based off the template, and return back to the top of the goal sheet. Now you're going to ask yourself, which of your core values do these goals serve, and how do they serve them? So now we're going to reflect on, like we mentioned at the start, how do these goals actually reflect the things that are of most important to us, and how do they do that? Like, how is that a reflection? Once you're done with that, you're going to return to the top again and make sure that every single goal that you've written down is a little bit scary and a little bit exciting. What we want to amplify for you guys is that the how doesn't matter. That's why you've got coaches. It's why you're working with someone who's going to help you reverse engineer and facilitate that goal for you. But if we're not, working towards the things that are the most exciting and the most important to you, then ultimately you're not going to feel that fulfillment at the end. So don't worry about the how, just put down exactly what you want, and you've got your coach there to be able to help you facilitate that. Once we're done with that, you're going to go through and make a list of the tasks that you will need to complete in order to achieve these goals. So if you don't currently have written goals, this process alone should take you at least 30 to 60 minutes. Even if you do and they're kind of like a little bit vague or a little bit broad, it should still take you about that time frame, because we want to make sure that we're being completely foolproof and bulletproof in terms of how we're setting you up. So right now, what you've got is the most clearest and most deliberate list of goals that you've ever had. Your action place is in there, all of the things that you need to do in order to complete those goals. Everything aligns with your core values, and you're a little bit scared of how you're going to achieve them.